What's up, guys? Listen, today I'm going to talk about how to get rid of face fat. How you get rid of face fat is simply reducing your body fat percentage. I'm going to give you guys easy tips that's going to help you reduce your body fat percentage. Typically we fluctuate from weight to weight, and that's what life is from fluctuating. There's been times that I've been 210 pounds. There's been times that I've been 160 pounds. So it's all about knowing the tips and knowing the strategies to really help reduce that face fat and make those changes. An easy tip that you can do to help get rid of face fat is simply staying in the calorie deficit and make sure you're walking at least 5,000 steps a day. Just by walking 5 to 10,000 steps a day and staying in a calorie deficit, you will lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. However, if you notice when people walk 5 to 10,000 steps a day and they're in a calorie deficit, they will lose weight on the scale, but their body fat percentage won't go down. And that's because it's not just about the weight on the scale going down to reduce your face fat, it's about your body fat percentage. So I encourage weight training along with walking and staying in a calorie deficit. This is the thing, including weight training really helps shape your body. By weight training, you'll have broader shoulders, a bigger back, and also you burn more calories. So it allows more space for you to consume more calories, especially if you know you're going to consume a lot of food. For those of you who don't even know what your macronutrient count is, which is your breakdown of your protein, carbs, and fats, you need to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit. And to make sure you're in a calorie deficit, that just means you need to burn more calories. So by walking and by lifting weights, that's going to help you burn a ton of calories, because typically you guys are just not burning enough calories, and that's what's causing a higher body fat percentage. And it's also important to know the difference between a high body fat percentage and weight going down the scale. Just because you're losing weight on the scale does not mean that your body fat percentage is getting lower. Your body fat percentage is a mixture or combination of fat and muscle. So the more, it's a fat to muscle ratio. So it's very important to increase your muscle ratio so that way your body fat percentage can decrease, and also just to get rid of body fat, and that's going to really help decrease your face fat. Something that's very helpful is to make sure you're not binge eating before you go to sleep. Have you ever noticed that whenever you binge eat, you wake up the next morning, your face is really puffy? It's because your body doesn't have a chance to digest it, as well as staying away from salty and processed foods. I try to stay away from those foods in general, and the more, it's hard to stay away from those foods, but the more you eat less of it, the more in control and the more discipline you can gain. So really just focus on trying to discipline yourself. And if anything, I'm not saying don't ever eat the food, but I believe if you just cut it out before you go to sleep, that'll help, because a lot of that food is just sitting on your chest. So at least 4 to 5 hours before you go to sleep, no processed and salty food, okay? Because that's going to make you, that's what that salty food does, is it causes water retention, which can increase your weight, which increases water weight. So you really want to stay away from salty foods, because that's what your body uses to hold on to weight. Sleep is very important. It's very important to sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. That's when your body recovers. A lot of people think that you can recover in the gym. That's physically impossible. As you're breaking down your muscles, how can you recover in the gym? So you want to make sure when you're putting all these steps in, you're walking, you're doing your cardio, you're in your calorie deficit, you want to make sure you're sleeping, so you're giving your body that time that it needs to recover. Okay, this is something I notice a lot of people do. If you know you have a trip coming up, you've gained a lot of weight, and your face is really full, and you don't have a lot of time, I still recommend to make sure you're hitting your cardio, you're hitting your steps, and you're doing your weight training. But if your trip is tomorrow, then I recommend changing your facial hair. So whatever, for guys who have a high body fat percentage, you will notice that a lot of times they'll grow a beard out, because that'll kind of hide their excess fat on their face. Or women will get like a puffy hairstyle. So hair plays a part in it. The slimmer your face is, the lower your body fat percentage is, the more clean shaved you can be, or the more excess you have, the more hair you want to have, because that can be a way to hide it. So I recommend doing that in the meantime until you do reduce that body fat percentage. Now I keep a clean cut because my body fat percentage is lower, but when my body fat was higher, I did used to rock a beard just naturally. And it's something that I didn't really realize I did until now looking back on it. I'll show you guys videos. Now looking back on it, I can see oh wow, that actually did a good job of disguising when I was heavier. So just to show you my fluctuation, that the weight does fluctuate, but it's important to know how to style yourself so it best fits you. The same with clothes. If you're really trying to show your body, you're gonna wear tighter clothes. But if you're trying to hide, then you might wear looser clothes. So it's very important to just know how to style for what you have going on. So I definitely recommend, if you want to hide your face, definitely have more hair on your head versus if you want to show your face, if you lost the weight, if your body fat percentage is low, then you can go more clean cut. Something else I practice is nasal breathing. All nasal breathing is, it covers your mouth. You take a tape and you cover your mouth with it, and I sleep with it every night, and that helps me sleep better. It helps me get more proficient sleep. So by increasing the amount of sleep I get and increasing the amount of REM sleep I get, that allows my body to recover and heal faster. And it also helps with structuring your jaw, because better breathing sets your whole nervous system up. So that's why they tell babies when they breathe in through their nose, if you notice, babies, their whole stomach will fill up like a balloon. So whereas if you're breathing through your mouth, it just throws off all your coordination. So guys, look into it. I'm not a scientist, I won't go in depth too much, but nasal breathing is very important, and it can really help with recovery, and it can really help reduce face fat. Nasal breathing is also so helpful. It can even help avoid diseases and cancer. So guys, that's something you really want to get on. It's something new that I've gotten onto maybe within the past 3 months, but it's been very helpful for me. So check that out. Lastly, something you can also try is making sure you're doing your facial exercises. That plays a role in it, maybe about a 10% factor in helping shape your jawline. But yet, simple things like chewing gum or other facial jaw exercises are very helpful. You'll see a lot of models look at that. You'll see a lot of models do that. So I definitely recommend trying those exercises, but understanding that that is not the end all be all. What's really gonna help you out is moving your body, getting those steps in, hitting weight training, and also knowing what your calorie maintenance is so you can be in a calorie deficit. Most of you guys don't know what your calories are, what your calorie intake is, and you're consuming way over what you need. My maintenance calories are about 2,500. So that means that I need to be consuming at least 2,000 calories a day to be in a deficit, to lose weight. A lot of you guys, your maintenance may be 2,300, and then you're consuming 3,000 calories. So you're in a calorie surplus, which is causing you to gain weight, in your face. So it's very important to really study what your macronutrient maintenance is so that you can reduce body fat percentage. It's very important that you guys know the difference between calories in and calories out, as well as knowing the difference between, when you step on the scale and you're saying, hey, I'm losing weight, but are you losing weight and also reducing your body fat percentage? Because your body fat percentage is a breakdown of your muscle ratio and also your fat ratio. So it's very important to know the difference between losing weight and your body fat percentage. Listen guys, if you're confused about that, I have a video called Macros for Fat Loss. I will put it in the link and you guys can check that out, as well as check in the description below so you guys can get my free fitness ebook. It's a 3-month fitness plan for workouts you can do at home, along with nutritional tips and more diet advice. So listen guys, tap in with that. Email me the word ebook at contehperform@gmail.com. The email address is in the description below, as well as other tools that I use, such as the food scale or the containers or the protein supplements that I take. So listen guys, all the gems are there. We're tapped in. Thanks for checking out this whole video. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, and I have a lot more videos coming out each and every week. Content Performance, we out.